No, I think in one form or another, the problem of evil is just starting to get into their sort of world. At least most of the students that I've had the occasion to teach have been not rich, but relatively affluent, which means they haven't encountered personally. Now, they know that there's poverty, they know that there's crime. For the most part, they personally have not encountered it. They will. And I think we have to prepare them for that. But the question comes, what do you do about the sort of the hopefulness, the promise that religion gives you in the light of starvation, war, all this kind of thing? And they raise in one form or another the old question, how could there be a good God if there's this kind of evil in the world? And I don't think you can dodge that problem. What I try to point out is the God that Christianity believes in, and many other religions also, that God is a God who created persons. You're going to create a person, you have to going to face the whole question of freedom. Now that means that if God is going to respect the freedom of people, those people have to have the genuine option of doing what is good or doing what is evil. Now, not only do people have that, but as people do things which are evil, somehow the distillation of that gets into a culture. It gets into structures. We begin to have what's called systemic evil. Now, how is that compatible with God? Well, if God is going to respect humans' freedom, then he has to respect humans' freedom. And I think that the Jewish tradition from which Christianity draws, its description of the Garden of Eden, is very important. Because among the ancient explanations of evil in the world, it does not lay the blame on God. What it says is, here there are temptations, if you will, coming to humans from the culture in which they live. That's what the serpent is all about. Not only that, there's always the desire of humans not to have to be subject to anybody, even to God. And therefore, the source of evil was humans abusing their freedom, refusing the wisdom of God and preferring their own wisdom to God's wisdom. That's what the story is saying. And I think that to get students to appreciate that evil is in the world because of humans and humans' abuse of their freedom is the fundamental problem. However, I also point out that Jesus never gave any theoretical answer to this question. What he did is, when he encountered evil, he worked against it. If people were crippled, he cured them. If people were hungry, he fed them. If people were oppressed, he lashed out against the oppression. But there's a deeper level, and that is in his dying, he confronted the root of evil and broke the cycle of violence. And somehow, I think it's part of the Christian ministry to the world to somehow work against the cycle of violence.